Hi everyone, it's Greg Allen from Response Fire and Electrical, and today we're going to be talking about how to set a time clock. We had a few questions come back from our video on how to use time clocks to save on your electricity bill, and we just wanted to clarify a few things because most of the questions were, yeah, we've got time clocks installed but we don't know how to set them properly, or we've got time clocks but for some reason they keep going out of sync. Now, a couple of things that come to mind when you ask a question like this, and that's why I want to go over some of how these work and then how to set them. So first of all, in order for these time clocks to work all the time, they need to have constant power supplied to them. So if you're using one like the plug-in one over there that goes into a power socket outlet, and you actually turn the switch on and off, it's going to cut the supply to it, and you're going to have to reset the timer every time that the power goes off to it. So just make sure that there's power supply going to these switches at all time, and let these switches do the switching for you. That's what they're for. So set them up, take the time to think, when do I want it to turn on and when do I want it to turn off, and just let it switch for you. And when you're over having it on, say if it's for a heater in winter and winter's over, then you can turn it off and wait till next winter. So the next thing is, I just want to go through each type here. These are three of the most common types of time clocks that you're going to see. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of an indication of how they work. Now this one here is a 24-hour analog time clock. And what you can do with these, there's red and there's black pins in these, but they might be red and green, and whatever it is, one of them will be turn off and one of them will be turn on. And so what you need to do is just take these, they're just in a holding at the moment, and see how these ones are around the edge. You just take these little pins out and push them into where you want it to turn on and where you want it to turn off. And what will happen is this time clock will just slowly move on a 24-hour scale all the time and just rotate through. And so as your little timer goes past this arrow, which is the time now, it's going to click on, click off. So the other thing you want to consider is, have I got the time correct in line with that arrow so it works with your correct time. The next one is similar to this one, except these just have a click this way to turn on, click this way to turn off, or it might be the other way depending on the model. And it will show you which way is on and which way is off. And you just push the little pins across to make it on for the period of time that you want, and you can roll this with your finger, and you roll it up, push them across, and then yep, I want them off, so you push, push, push. Just line it up to however you want. That wheel will return for 24 hours and it will return to 0. And then, as you can see here, there's an arrow, so that's where you want your time now to be. Now finally, we've got a digital time clock. You can get digital ones like this, digital ones like this. So with the digital ones, you're going to just probably have to use the manual because each model is different, but there'll be a way to set the time, and then you want to be setting time on and time off. Or it might even be time on for a duration for digital. So sometimes they say time on for 20 minutes. And an example of that would be your reticulation system. So that's where you'd be using your digital time setting. So just check the manual with the digital ones. Hopefully if these are ones that are already installed, this gives you a good understanding of how to set them. Try and set your heaters to come on at the coldest point where you're going to be up, and then turn off when you leave the house, so that you're not having your heater on all day long, because that's really going to cost you a lot of money when the heaters are on all the time. So if you have any questions about this, you know what to do, just let me know, and we'll be making another video to help explain this in more detail to you, and happy to, if you send me a photo, just give you an idea of exactly what you have to do with the time clock that you have. So, hope you have a really good day, and talk to you very soon.